Hello, everybody. Today, I'm going to talk about the most important 21st century skill, that is critical thinking skills. In this session, we will learn everything about critical thinking. Let us go into the session. So critical thinking. Today, we are going to talk about what is critical thinking. Why is critical thinking important? Examples of critical thinking skills. How to improve critical thinking skills. To start with, what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is the ability to examine information rationally and make a reasoned judgment based on your analysis. So critical thinkers refuse to accept subject matter at face value and are very much aware of their own cognitive biases, which will allow them to approach objective conclusions. Critical thinking is very essential, especially when you're taking some decision. And higher order thinking is what we call as critical thinking skills, enables you to learn actively rather than passively absorbing information as it is presented to you. So now let us see why critical thinking is important. The greatest benefit of critical thinking is simply that it helps you make more informed decisions in your everyday life. There is no shortage of information coming at us from all angles. We know once we start getting up in the morning, just open your mobile phone, you'll get information like floods. A lot of information comes into you. And that's exactly why we need to use our critical thinking, because these skills will decide for ourselves what to believe. We cannot believe everything. Once you start believing it, then you will start reacting or responding based on those beliefs. So critical thinking allows us to ensure that our opinions are based on the facts. The most important thing is facts. And it helps us sort through all other extra noise. And then better decision making. As I said, critical thinking is very essential for decision making stage, because there is no doubt about it. Critical thinkers make the best choices. Critical thinking helps us deal with everyday problems as they come our way. And very often, this thought process is even done subconsciously. It helps us think independently and trust our gut feeling. And then it is a key for our career success. That is the reason now everybody is looking towards critical thinking. Critical thinking is crucial for many career paths, not just for scientists, but lawyers, doctors, reporters, engineers, accountants, analysts, many other investigative careers. Everywhere you need to have this critical thinking ability. In fact, according to the World Economic Forum, critical thinking is one of the most desirable skills to have in the workplace, as it helps you analyze information, think outside the box, solve problems with innovative solutions, and plan systematically. And also it allows creativity, because critical thinkers are also highly creative thinkers and see themselves as limitless when it comes to possibilities. They are constantly looking to take things further, which is crucial in the workplace. Next, it can make you the happiest. While this often goes unnoticed, being in touch with yourself and having a deep understanding of why you think the way you think can really make you happier. Critical thinking can help you better understand yourself, and in turn, it will help you avoid any kind of negative or limiting beliefs and focus more on your strengths. Being able to share your thoughts can increase your quality of life, and then it improves relationships. While you may be convinced that being a critical thinker is bound to cause your problems in relationships, this really could not be less true. Being a critical thinker can allow you to better understand the perspective of others and can help you become more open-minded towards the different views that you're getting from your relatives, friends, or colleagues. And also, it promotes curiosity. Critical thinkers are constantly curious about all kinds of things in life and tend to have a wide range of interests. Critical thinking means constantly asking questions and wanting to know more about why, what, who, where, when, and everything else that can help them make sense of a situation or a concept. So this is very, very important skill, and it also enhances the problem solving skills. Those with critical thinking ability tend to solve problems as part of their natural instinct. Critical thinkers are patient and committed to solving the problem. Similar to the great scientist Albert Einstein, one of the best critical thinking examples, who said, "It is not that I'm smart, it is just that I stay with problems longer." Critical thinkers' enhanced problem solving skills makes them better at their jobs and better at solving the world's biggest problems. Like Einstein, they have the potential to literally change the world. An activity for the mind. Just like our muscles, in order for them to be strong, our mind also needs to be exercised and challenged. It is safe to say that critical thinking is almost like any activity of the mind, and it needs to be practiced. Critical thinking encourages the development of many crucial skills such as logical thinking, decision making, and open-mindedness. And then it creates independence. When we think critically, we think on our own as we trust ourselves more and more and more. And critical thinking is the key to creating independence and encouraging students or the people who are working to make their own decisions and form their own opinions. And it is very crucial life skill. Critical thinking is crucial not just for learning, but for life. Overall, education isn't just a way to prepare ourselves for life, but it's pretty much life itself. Learning is a lifelong process that will go through each and every day. And critical thinking is also an important skill in your professional skills. Employers value workers who tackle problems logically and view situations from different perspectives in order to come up with the best solution. No boss or no leader will entertain his or her employee to come with problems. If at all you go with a problem, they will appreciate you if you go with a solution too. And if you're in a job interview and can demonstrate to your potential employer that you have a proven track record of thinking critically, there's a better chance you will get hired. And now let us see some examples of critical thinking. Number one, open-mindedness. Critical thinkers must work to have unbiased thought processes and remain open to more than one point of view. This openness to challenging information is the foundation for critical thinking. Number two, analysis. Analyze information to determine its reliability and to understand it well enough to draw further conclusions. This is one of the most important aspects of critical thinking. Interpretation. Take time to interpret your analysis, synthesizing and deciphering the meaning of the relevant information. Then comes the problem solving. Once you analyze and interpret a problem, you can come up with one or more possible solutions. Then comes the decision making. So by making a decisive decision, you come to a conclusion based on the data you have interpreted. And effective communication. You must be able to convincingly explain your conclusions and the thought process behind them to others. Then self-improvement. Good critical thinkers develop positive habits of mind by reflecting on their own personal critical thinking process and looking for ways to improve it. Now, coming to the most important part, how to improve your critical thinking skills. I'm going to give you 7 steps. The development of critical thinking skills takes time, but there are some particular ways to speed up the process. As a starting point, I will tell you a few steps to improve your critical thinking skills. First one is pinpoint the issue. Whether it's a problem that needs solving or a question that needs an answer, begin the critical thinking process by identifying the issue at hand. And number 2, collect information. Accumulate as much research and data on the issue as possible. Make sure to seek out sources that challenge your own beliefs. And number 3, examine and scrutinize. Check that your sources of information are reliable. Determine their biases and ensure any opinions are backed up by hard evidence. Then comes decide what is relevant. Figure out which arguments are actually relevant to your issue and flag the most consequential pieces of information. Then self-evaluate. Ask yourself, was I biased when seeking information? And then draw conclusions. Decide on one or more possible conclusions. Evaluate the soundness of your conclusions and flag any flaws. Then explain your conclusions. Clearly communicate your conclusions to the relevant parties. So these are all the things which I thought I should share with you related to critical thinking. As we discussed about the most important 21st century skills, why it is important, why it is required, the first and foremost skill I thought of discussing with you is critical thinking skills. And I hope you would have got a clear idea about this critical thinking skills. Stay blessed, subscribe the channel, and look forward for more and more inputs on these topics. Stay blessed.